Hello everybody, B America here with another video for you. Today I will be showing you the starting gate and the starter timing. So to begin, I'll start with the gate. So you can see this redstone line here, and that just splits the signal that comes in through the timers to actually open both doors at the same time. So both doors open and close at the same time, and that will be dependent on those timings over there. So all you'll need for this build is redstone trapdoors or iron trapdoors, wood trapdoors, whatever you want. Iron works best because then the participants can't open them with their hands. So you can just make sure that nobody's trying to sneak in a couple of extra seconds or something. Then you'll need 2 redstone torches, 3 redstone dust, and then some decorative blocks just to give yourself that horse track feel. So if we take these, so the first thing that we'll need to do is create the patch that will have the dirt sitting on it. So if we just put a trapdoor there, and then we can build up the walls. And you can also do like I did over there, where they share a fence, and that will save you 3 extra fence per gate. So then you put the decorative block on top, and you just run the redstone across. Now the reason I have 2 redstone torches is because there will need to be a redstone torch somewhere at the beginning of the path so that I can flip the signal that comes in through those. Now this one here, you can actually flip the signal, and then this one, it will close the doors when it starts, and then it will open the doors back up at the end. So you'll still need the torch to flip that signal because you want to leave the doors open. And then we come down to the bottom here, and we just go down 2 blocks, so 1, 2, and then we place a torch on top of that block, and that powers that trapdoor. And then if we put a trapdoor on top here, which we want to make sure we put it in the right direction, so we got to look this way, then you have all your trapdoors ready, and then you just have to run this redstone line over to that torch. And so I didn't include those 3 redstone lines because it kind of depends on how you have it set up, by if you'll need 3, 4, 5, however many you actually need. So then if we hit this button, both gates should open at the same time. And you can see that they did. So that's pretty simple for the actual gate. And then we have 2 different ways to create the timing. This is the way that it's made inside that building there. This way, it makes it a little bit smaller, but it's also not quite as compact in the side to side. So this way, you can actually make it more compact by having it snake around, and that'll save probably a couple of lines like it's done in there. So if we press this, you'll hear the explosion the same time that this redstone signal turns back on. So if we watch this, you can see that the redstone line turns on at the same time. And how this works is this button goes into a pulse extender, which locks this hopper and unlocks this hopper just by using a simple torch and redstone line running into the other hopper. And that allows this one to drain when it first starts, and then once this pulse runs out of time, it starts dumping them back into this hopper, and then once this one is full of the 5 items, it will turn this comparator on and let the redstone signal go out. And then this has a 1 tick delay just to make it so that it matches perfectly with when that explosion is. And you can see it's just 5 unstackable items in the inside. Now this design here, it is actually, I believe, 10 repeaters. Yes, 10 repeaters, and they're all set to 4 ticks here. Then there's a pulse extender, and the last one is set to 2 ticks, which gives you that exact time, just like the other one. So then you'll see that that redstone signal turns on at the same time as the explosion. So this one is extremely simple. You just put your 9 repeaters in a row, and then you'll have your 4 comparators out the back, and then you'll need your redstone, and then you put your 10th repeater, and then you have your output signal, and then you have to change this one to 2 and all of these to 4 ticks. And then at the end, when you have all of them set to 4 ticks, you'll just place your button down, and then that's all you need. And then to make these blast chambers, it's really simple. It's just a bunch of obsidian. So I don't think that this ring here at the beginning, so right now it's a 4 by 3 by 3 block of obsidian. I don't think you need this last one, but that's just to make sure that when this dispenser dispenses a TNT, that it actually goes in this open slot right here. So there is one open slot right in the middle, and that's just to make sure that none of the explosions damage any of the blocks around. So it's literally just putting a whole bunch of obsidian around a dispenser, and even having a block in front of this dispenser, because if this block is full, the dispenser will try to spit it out, and the TNT will go into this gap here, so that since that's the only place that it's able to go with all of these. And you have to make sure that you have the corners, so you can't just do something like this, because if you do that, then the TNT explosion, or the TNT can actually kind of pop out one of these sides, and the explosion will destroy whatever blocks are around. So it's really helpful that the obsidian doesn't blow up with TNT. And then lastly, I will show you this system, which uses the 2 hoppers for the timing. So what you'll need are 2 hoppers, 3 redstone comparators, 11 redstone dust, 2 redstone torches, a redstone repeater, and a stone button. Now it's important that it's stone because of the way this timing works. If you use a wooden button, you'll need to get rid of this repeater, and then you'll probably be 1 or 2 redstone ticks off. So it makes it a lot more accurate if you use the redstone or the stone button. So now what we want to do is begin with placing down the 2 hoppers. You don't actually have to begin here, but this is where I prefer to begin, just because it gets most of the items out of your inventory. So you have your 2 redstone, or your 2 hoppers facing each other, and then you'll just want to fill those up with your unstackable items. And the reason you have 5 is so that you fill up the entire thing. So let's get rid of those. So then we just have our comparators left that we need to set up. So we'll just place one going this way, one going that way, and that's just a simple pulse extender. And then we place redstone on either side of that, and our button will go right to this side. It doesn't matter which side it's on, just as long as it's on this side of these comparators. And then we just run this redstone line. So we'll want to kind of gap it just a little bit. So in this case, I'm going to go over this way. You can see that this one, I set this over a little bit further. So then you're going to go like that. And then you want to go down 2, so that this redstone line will run into this block, and then we'll just place a redstone torch on top of that, and that locks this hopper so that it doesn't keep draining into that other one. And then from there, we want to put our comparator, which will take the output. So once there's 5 in here, it's going to compare that signal to this redstone line here, which will have a torch in it, so it'll only be activated whenever all 5 items are in here, because that's the only time that this signal is going to be stronger than this signal. And then we come around and we put the repeater down at the end here, add a tick, and then you can just add your output signal. And that's all that build has to it. And then if we press that button, you can see that it turns off that comparator, and then it turns back on when it's refilled. And that is, again, the same timing as this TNT explosion. So you can see that it turns on right as that TNT explodes. And this TNT chamber is the exact same as this one, and that's just to make sure that nothing gets damaged. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it, and next time we will be working on the display board for this racetrack. Thanks for watching.